with regards to nurses specifically, there are obviously a number of very sort of generic things that we could do. You know, they do social media, Facebook, get in touch with them on there, go to their lectures, try and have a chat with them there. You know, when their designated time, they're there. It doesn't need to be a hindrance to them. Failing that, again, we do have the stars for each module, or I'd like to be able to set up focus groups for specific groups, not just nurses. And if all else fails, if someone doesn't feel like they can bring up an issue, I'd like to be able to send out via email to student email an anonymous questionnaire where they can put any issues they've got and send them back to us.
Again, the STARS programme. If I know what's wrong, I can then take that specific issue and then go to the nursing students and ask them for a bit more information. However, there is no point going over to the nursing students, to graphic designers, to any students, be like, what's wrong? Because when they're put on spot, they might not be able to come up with an answer straight away. However, if I do have this effective means of feedback, this communication, if I then go over to a specific campus, like Clatterbridge, I can then address that and get more details, so know exactly what's wrong, exactly how they would like me to solve it, and then feed it back up.
Nursing students are all over the place in Cheshire. There are at least 4 or 5 different sites. So I think the best way to get in touch with them all is by email, using the STARS system, making sure that their stars are in direct contact with their stars. Visiting the different campuses as well is really the best way to talk to them. Getting the nursing timetables from lecturers to know when the nurses are in lectures and when they're on placement. And talking to them at their actual campuses. Using Facebook groups and things like that is also a great way to get involved. But STARS are the ones who are the students, and they're the best people to talk to get the information from them.
Okay, so firstly, if I was wanting to approach a group of nursing students, I'd want to be considerate of their timetable. Each year they're on different rotas for placement, for lectures, and these are often different times. Sometimes they can be intermixed within the week, 3 days on lectures, 2 days in placement. This changes, and I would want to make sure that I was aware of their timetable before trying to contact them, because being on placement myself, I know that it can be challenging, it can be a stretch to when people are trying to get hold of you. It's hard to communicate efficiently. So that's the first thing that I'd be aware of. And then I'd go to the STARS. They're there, they're set up for communication with myself, with the university, with their faculties. I'd go to them. If it was a question about student views, they're most likely to know student views and know a lot of them. So you get a lot of information quite quickly from them. Also, beginning at Riverside, there are societies. I know there's a midwifery society that started this year, and that's obviously an opportunity to get a slightly different view maybe from the STARS, but still hear a lot of views from the nursing and midwifery department, like, and hear them and speak to them. So doing something like going into them, maybe going to one of their meetings, or even arranging something for them and getting them in and saying, this is open to you. If you want to come, it's here, I'll be here. And I think that's really important, that actually you're working on their timetable and their time and not yours.
Well, approach them in their lectures, ask them, ask for lecture time from their lecturers to see how they're getting on. Surveys, another great way, an online survey. Facebook groups, they have an amazing Facebook group that they all seem to keep in contact with. Approach them that way. Even ask a few of them to come in for informal interview, just to chat. That's the best way. Discussion is always so key to getting people's to get information from people.